Kota just called Deku Big Bro Midoriya, and that's quite wholesome. Hello everyone and welcome to another My Academia manga chapter review, and this time we're gonna go over chapter 325, the recent chapter, so let's dive right in. In this chapter we see our fellow boy Kota running towards Deku after seeing him going down on his knees being overwhelmed with emotions. We see Mineta heading towards Deku, but Ida cuts him out, telling Mineta it isn't our place to interfere, so then Kota gets himself there, as well as a huge furry girl who would tag along, and once Kota finally greets Deku, calling him Big Bro Midoriya, we see Kota is full of tears, telling Deku he's sorry that he couldn't come forward earlier because he was scared. Until that lady, which he's referring to Uraraka in her speech, Kota had to go and become someone like Deku. He tells Deku he's here and to not cry anymore as everything is okay. After talking to him, the big fur lady picks up Deku from the ground and tells Deku her mistreatment from the other shelters who wouldn't let her in because she's a mutant. Having to go through all of that, she's glad she ended up here to meet Deku again. She says her thanks and calls Deku a crybaby hero, which is kind of funny and ironic. Now as everyone sees this unfold, the crowd is in silence, looking gloom, and within the crowd, a man with a star-shaped face appearance makes himself known in the crowd. This man who's talking to the crowd about what's happening is in fact the same man who we seen way back in the beginning of My Academia series when he noticed Deku's admiration towards heroes before he turned UA and had a quirk one for all. Now the guy tells the crowds why not let the boys stay here, as if he'd be staying here forever. Given they don't have enough heroes to fight off the villains, UA is the only place that Deku could lay low. All that pretty much sums up with Principal Nezu replying that he's right on how things should go from there. Then someone from the crowd suggests why not have Deku stay in Shiketsu High. Soon after, a woman with brain cells replies that's just pushing a problem onto them, which is right. Following up, the star face shaped man states a metaphor that the civilians were the audience while the heroes were on stage performing. As All Might was the greatest performer and hero that paved the way to others, the civilians drove the spirit away, admiring him. Now with the stage being gone, the remaining heroes aren't doing all of this work for money or fame. So the star shaped face guy asks the crowd if the public rejects them, then who will be left to help restore the world back to what it was. He tells everyone how long do we intend to be an audience. After said that, the same man who was talking all these doubts towards Uraraka speaks out. He asks the one who has multiple quirks that's talked by the media, known to be called a true hero. He tells Deku, will you staying here give back our lives we once had? Deku responds to his question, saying I'm no longer alone and will take back everything, which is what everybody wanted to hear. From that answer and transitions to UA's fortress, where we see ectoplasm appearing to bring Hawks, Endeavor, and Shoulder to Orochi inside UA, as the current situation has become more tame. Once inside, the three see what's going on, and they spoke how they all put all this burden towards Deku, which as a result didn't let any progress being done. Hawks, being an optimist, says if it's progress Endeavor is mentioning, then they all made a step forward. Seeing the strong connections that made the commotion die down, Hawks sense a bright future for heroes, as we see the UA students are comforting the crowd who are worried about the state Deku's in. Shifting to Shoto and his father, Shoto says to his father that they'll do it together, which was a nod towards Dabi, which made Endeavor stone cold, only to say yeah as he lowered his head down. Then turning to Principal Nezu, Nezu was amazed at Class 1A's efforts as he's talking to Aizawa through the phone, seeing Aizawa is in a hospital bed. Aizawa from the phone tells Principal Nezu the class rep did well, and to have him tell Ida that. Seeing his current state, Aizawa has an eye patch on his right eye and a robotic foot on his right. Aizawa asks about Kirigiri. Nezu said there hasn't been much progress and he's now in the center for reconstructive research. As the conversation continues, Aizawa brought up if Toga's countermeasurements are still in place. Nezu assures Aizawa is still on as they manage to calculate how long she could use her transformation quirk. Aizawa tells Principal Nezu UA is his stronghold and it's time to get revenge, and Principal Nezu agrees with what Aizawa said. Literally as that was said, all of a sudden we see an unexpected appearance from All Might, who's seen already entering UA. However, as we get a closer look on his face, All Might doesn't look all too content. Instead, he looks completely dead inside, showing off no expression on his face as the rain still pours down as the manga chapter ends there. Wowza, I did not expect All Might to appear there. Does this end the speculation around saying who possibly could have killed All Might back then? I guess so, but the look on All Might's face paints a different picture of what's going on in UA. Although it's quite understandable because Deku abandoned All Might back there when all he wanted to do was give Deku his lunch and help him out and support him. Even so, Deku had his reasons to do this. All Might was put in a position which made him be dead weight and worthless in the operation to go after the League of Villains. But even so, could this All Might be actually All Might? For example, this could possibly be Toga, who's impersonating as All Might, maybe? As All Might Might did appear in his panel as soon as Aizawa and Principal Nezu talked about the Toga countermeasurements. Even if she was able to sneak in, personating his All Might, she could only transform into All Might if she has his blood, which hasn't been revealed or linked on how she got it. But if this turned out to be a fake All Might, then there's gotta be a reasonable explanation on how it happened in the next chapter or so. But until then, we'll see what happens in the next chapter once All Might gets involved. And so with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do, please give this video a like. And if you want to consider subscribe to my channel for more regular manga reviews, as well as follow my Twitter at 8kib down in the description below. And see y'all next time in the next video. Peace.